Hello everyone, my name is Taufiq Hadid and I am a student in the English Education Department at University Wangi. I'm now in the fourth semester. In this presentation video, I will share my reflection about what I learned in the Critical Discourse Analysis in the ELT course. I will talk about the lessons, my experience, and how I plan to use CDA in the future. In this course, I learned that language is not only for communications. Language can show power, control, and ideas. We studied topics like Fairlow's three-dimensional framework, Van Dijk's, Wodak's, and Van Leeuwen approach. We also studied about the media attacks, classroom talk, and how people use language to influence others. The CDA helped me to understand that every text has a message, even a hidden one, and it taught me to think more deeply about what I read, what I say, and what I hear. Well, I enjoyed the way our lecturer guided us in this course because we didn't just listen, we work in the groups, share our thoughts, and practice analyzing text together. There's one memorable experience for me was analyzing a news article from my CDA mini research. I used Verlog's framework to look at the words, the context, and the social meaning. But what made my analysis different was how I focused on the power construct in the article. I noticed that the article used positive words to support one group and negative words to support or criticize the others. This showed me how language can use to build or support power. And I also compared with another article about the same topic, and that helped me to understand how different texts can show different power positions. By doing this, I realized that small word choices can build or hide power, and I used my own arguments, but I accompanied by data, and it made my analysis feels original. And this made the experience meaningful and interesting as well, because I learned new things about CDA, especially the Fairlooks approach. But before I took this course, I didn't really think that language could shape society. But now I understand that discourse is more than just words. It can show power, build ideologies, and even control how people think. One example was when I analyzed a news article using Fairlooks framework. I learned how the language was produced, how it was delivered to the public, and this showed me how media text can influence society by using language in a very careful way. But one of the biggest challenges for me was understanding sensitivity in the text analysis. At first, I found it confusing, especially when I had to look at the verbs, the participants, and the process in each sentences to know if it was mental process or relational process or maybe other sensitivity. Well, to solve this, I created a GUIDocs and used color coding to separate the parts, and I also learned and practiced with the Amurdi at S10 event like a short class, and it really helped me to understand how sensitivity shows power to actions, focus in the sentences, and it was a creative way that made the theory clearer and helped me to understand my analysis with confidence. In the future, I want to use CDA when I become a teacher. I don't want my students to only memorize words or grammar. I want them to think critically about language. I want to ask them questions like, why does the writer say this? Or what is the goal of this text? Or maybe, who has the power in this message? Questions like that. But I also want to create a classroom where students feel free to speak up. I will support their ideas and help them to find their own voice, because CDA can help them not only in English class but also in understanding the world. And I will also continue using CDA in my daily life when I read the news, I scroll social media, or have some discussion with friends or everyone. And to conclude, this course taught me that language is powerful. I now understand that language can shape how we think and feel, and I learned how to be more critical, how to analyze text, and how to express my original ideas. And I am thankful for the experience. I hope to use what I learned in the future teaching and daily life. Thank you for listening to my reflections.